YouTube et bienvenue dans cette 4ème VOD sur Starfield. Nous avons commencé comme simple mineur, puis nous avons été recrutés par Constellation pour devenir un explorateur des mystères de l'univers. Et après un petit larcin, nous voici embrigadés dans les troupes, les Black Ops de l'Union coloniale pour partir en infiltration d'une bande de pirates sanguinaires.
We don't have a lot of time, so I need
C'est
you
vraiment
to
la
listen up.
dégringolade, quoi.
While you're working undercover, it's imperative that you gather as much evidence as possible. If you find any records that look suspicious or incriminating, you bring it to me. Is that understood?
Et si je ne trouve rien?
I'd scour every inch of wherever the Crimson Fleet sends you. Otherwise, you're wasting our time and risking your neck for nothing. Criminals are sloppy. Look hard enough and I'm certain you'll stumble across their mess.
Mais uniquement si la Flotte Ecarlate m'accepte.
You better make it, because Commander Akande cashed in all his chips to get this operation off the ground. I want data slates, computer downloads, handwritten notes. Hell, I'll take anything if it'll get those bastards thrown into the brig.
On dirait que vous avez un... Non, j'essaie simplement de comprendre ma mission, lieutenant.
You have to understand that my agitation with the Crimson Fleet comes from personal experience. That minor skirmish you had with them on Vectera was nothing compared to the death and destruction those pirates leave behind.
Oui, ils avaient le rapport en carton quand même.
You'd understand why I'm pushing you so hard.
Vous voulez en parler?
What? No. It's personal. It has nothing to do with you. Just stick to the mission and you'll be fine.
Je suis loin d'être un héros, je suis là parce que je n'ai pas le choix.
I was hoping that you'd be inspired into thinking this is more than a punishment. It appears that I was wrong. I suppose we'll simply have to motivate you in a different way. Commander Akande has authorized a credit disbursement for each piece of evidence that you return, as compensation for your efforts.
C'est très généreux.
It's not generous, it's motivational. Commander Akande's idea. All right. We've loaded a container of Aurora into your ship's cargo hold. We're also providing you with a sample you can use to tease the goods. We've cleared your ship for launch. Proceed to Cydonia. Make contact with Saoirse Bowden. And with any luck, she'll point you to the Crimson Fleet. That should do it. You're dismissed.
Ok. Vous vous sentez d'humeur à partager votre expérience personnelle avec la Flotte Écarlate?
Not really, no. I've learned to keep my personal experiences separate from the job.
Si quelque chose vous tracasse, ça vous fera du bien de vous confier.
Yeah. Maybe.
Je suis en pâte.
No, it's not really an appropriate time to be going over my private life. There are much more important things to be done. Let's just stick to the job at hand and concentrate on the mission. But, maybe we can talk about it some other time, okay?
Oui. Et si je me fais attraper avec un conteneur d'aurore à bord de mon vaisseau?
Don't worry, the container's been registered with UC Security, so you shouldn't have any trouble. Even if you're scanned. Of course, if we find out you tried to sell it to someone outside the boundaries of this particular operation, well,
Je serais peut-être pas aussi con
I think I
si.
need to tell you the consequences of making that mistake.
Que comptez-vous faire de ceux que vous avez arrêtés?
We'll be keeping them close at hand until this operation is complete. So, we'll be holding them in the Vigilance's brig. If you're feeling particularly ruthless, you could always head down there and say hello. I'm sure they'll be thrilled to see you.
Très bien.
Let me know if you need anything else.
Ok. Par où j'accède à mon vaisseau?
Hello.
Par ici. Bien en route, hein. Allons jouer les agents doubles.
Pardon. Time to get this ship moving.
T'as bien compris qu'on n'était pas parti pour notre mission initiale, Sarah.
We need to talk to John Tuala in Mast.
Je peux vous poser quelques questions personnelles?
Fine by me.
Vous avez des croyances religieuses?
My parents considered themselves to be enlightened, but their lives were so busy they rarely pursued their beliefs. By the time I was old enough to start questioning these things, the idea of following any organized religion was almost an afterthought. It's not that I don't want to believe in anything, it's that my scientific mind is often at odds with my spiritual center. Having been out there, in the Starfield, seeing all those magnificent wonders with my own eyes, I need answers, not religious theory. I'm sorry if that disappoints you, but don't worry. While we're on this journey together, I fully intend to respect your religious beliefs.
Quels sont vos domaines d'expertise d'après vous?
You mean, apart from being the chair of Constellation for the past 5 years? Well, let's see. I pride myself with my aptitude for astrodynamics, calculating optimal trajectories for grav jumping. That's been quite useful in the past. And as far as planetary exploration, my area of expertise is botany. So, don't worry. I won't let you eat anything that might put you in the hospital.
Qu'est-ce que vous aimez faire pour vous amuser à part explorer?
Exploration is my entire life. I consider it both a career and recreation. That being said, I will make a confession, but you have to promise to keep it between us. Before I graduated from school, I was
Allez.
in a band. And no, I don't mean the school band. I mean a rock band. We called ourselves Ironic
Dans 300 ans, le
Comet.
rock est encore vivant?
A ridiculous name, I know. But we were just a bunch of teenagers getting together and having fun. And before you ask, no, I wasn't the lead singer. I actually played the drums.
T'as raison,
The
c'est le
band
meilleur.
never really went anywhere, of course, but those were good times, and I remember them fondly.
C'est tout pour l'instant.
I'll be here. Until later.
Ok. Direction Cydonia. On se désamarre. Du coup, j'ai envie de voir un truc. On voit la flotte ou pas? Ah ouais. Salut, El Gato. Oui, la bonne blague. J'ai modé mon Skyrim, ouais. Ok, direction Cydonia, donc. Ah, mais je suis déjà dans le système. Ah oui, c'est... C'est là. Mettons le cap sur Cydonia, c'est parti. Ah, c'est sur Mars, ok.
This is UC Security. Prepare to be scanned for contraband.
Allez-y. Scannez-moi, c'est bon.
You're cleared to land. Enjoy your stay at Cydonia.
Nickel. Et je veux atterrir à Cydonia. Eh bien, let's go. Je t'ai rejoint où t'en es? Bah, ça dépend dans quel ordre tu fais l'émission, j'imagine. Merde, 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 merde. Une combinaison, peut-être. C'est vrai que c'est pas très beau leur ville. Je croyais que c'était la capitale de Liberastra. Si c'est ça la capitale, c'est quand même moche et je préfère être du côté de l'UC. Hein, on va pas se mentir. Avec Halover, c'est les trucs qui nous ont sauté à la gueule sur... c'est la schlag capitale. Ouais. Ah, c'est une ville souterraine. Ah non, c'est toujours l'UC ici. Ah oui, je pensais que c'est... Ok. Bon. J'ai pas tout suivi alors.
If you're here to buy or sell, you might want to talk to Octai. I'm busy.
Je vends de la drogue, meuf. Je suis là pour vendre, mais c'est vous que je cherche.
Wouldn't be the first time I've heard that line. Oh, don't give me that look. I'm just having a laugh. What have you got for me?
Jetez un coup d'œil à cet échantillon.
Aurora, huh? Nice. A little too hot to handle, though. What else you got?
The Trade Authority turning away contraband. Now I've seen everything.
Tous ceux qui m'ont fait croire que vous étiez la meilleure avaient tort, on dirait.
No, they're right. What they didn't tell you is that I have a self-preservation streak a kilometer wide. Of course, if there's a finder's fee you're offering, I might, well, bend the rules a little bit.
Je dois vous payer pour savoir à qui vendre ma cargaison.
You must be new at this game, love, so I'm gonna let that one slide. In our business, nothing gets done until money is exchanged, even if that means leaving a credit on each and every rung of the ladder as you climb your way up.
Ok, ça fera l'affaire.
You know, it's funny. Suddenly, I do remember someone who might be able to unload that stuff for you.
Well, well. It appears she suddenly remembers everything. How nice.
Elle est juste à côté, meuf.
There's a buddy of mine who runs with the Crimson Fleet. Goes by the name Adler Kemp. If he isn't passed out, you can find him killing the rest of his brain cells at the Broken Spear. Oh, and it's been a pleasure doing business with you.
It's you and me from here out.
Ok.
Keep a lookout. Notify us if you see anything.
J'ai rien vu de suspect. Oui, bah je me doute bien que tu l'avais menacé.
I could use a break.
Unless you're here to serve me another drink, you can turn around and walk away.
J'ai entendu dire que vous pouviez m'aider à écouler de la marchandise.
Oh yeah? Well, I don't know who the hell you are. So what makes you think I'm going to help you out?
What? Ah, c'est un allemand. Ça y est, c'est Bowden m'a dit que vous pourriez m'aider à écouler ça.
Hey, why don't you say that a little louder? I don't think every single UC guard in Cydonia heard you. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think we can help you with this. If you've got a whole shipment of this stuff, you're going to need to move it fast. But you're going to have to do something for us first.
Comment ça, nous? Je croyais que je faisais affaire avec vous.
You're a clever one, aren't you? Let's just say I have a certain influential affiliation. And leave it at that. Basically, you want that Aurora moved? I'm your guy.
CRC m'a jamais parlé de ça.
Yeah, well, she isn't running the show here. I am.
Well, this is utterly ridiculous. Do we really have to jump through these hoops to get what we need from you?
Lady, if you want me to move that shipment for your pal here, you're going to do whatever the hell I want. You got that? Now listen up, because I'm not going to repeat myself. I need you to deal with a miner who's racked up a bunch of debt. He probably spent it all on booze, not that I blame him. Either way, I want that money back.
Sur une échelle de 1 à 10, vous voulez que ce soit bruyant comment?
What do I need to do here? Write you an instruction manual? You can do this loud, you can do this quiet. I don't care. I just want my goddamn money, and I want this guy to remember who he screwed over.
Très bien, je m'en occupe.
Perfect. His name's Carl Fielding. I think you'll find him wandering around the Deimos miners' quarters. Don't worry, you can't miss him. Just look for the most miserable-looking guy in the entire place. What now?
Sympa les éruptions et les séismes là. Ok, bon, faut que j'aille brusquer un mec. Ouais, petit couteau planté sur la table, on aime bien. C'est vraiment taudis par contre. Hein.
Something I can help you with?
Par contre, une table plantée dans un couteau, on aime moins. Oui, c'est vrai que c'est moins pratique. Je suis là pour récupérer les crédits que vous devez à Adler Camp.
Adler Camp? Who the heck is that?
Adler ne plaisante pas avec sa dette, vous feriez mieux de le rembourser et vite.
Adler, you said? Nope. I think you have me mixed up with someone else. Look, I'm tired. It's been a long day in the mines. I just want to go home, wash off the dust, and relax. This has been fun, though. Whatever.
Bon, c'était chouette de vous rencontrer. Vos funérailles seront sûrement très touchantes.
Hey now. Take it easy there. Let me think about that person you mentioned.
Oui, la mine c'est facile, c'est vrai.
Adler, was it?
Tu creuses 2-3 trucs et puis tu sors.
Wait, you mean that Adler? Yeah, sorry. I thought you were talking about someone else. I told him I'd pay up next week when Deimos cuts our next profit share check. I'll even bring it to him personally. Sound good? Yeah?
Je ne crois pas qu'Adler se satisfera de cette option.
Well, I mean, he doesn't really have a choice. Look, I haven't got a single credit to spare right now. Okay? You can't squeeze blood from a stone. You know? Right?
Perhaps he's already been through enough.
Ouais, mais moi je veux bien payer sa dette moi-même, mais on me l'a pas proposé. Voilà. Promettez-moi que vous n'emprunterez plus jamais à Adler et je payerai votre dette.
Holy crap. Really? You'd do that for me? Wow. I don't even know what to say. Thank you. For everything. And don't worry. I'll never borrow anything from Adler again. I promise.
My contact suspect is in Vanguard recruiting, so expect a sales pitch when you meet him.
T'as bien compris qu'on n'était pas parti pour faire ça tout de suite, là, qu'il y avait un petit détour, parce que sinon je finis en tôle. Essaye de comprendre ce qui se passe autour de toi, Sarah. À quel moment on est censé aller à l'avant-garde? Mais pas tout de suite, meuf. On a fait un 2 tours chelou, mais ça devrait le faire. Ah là là, le gâteau qui mélange les univers là, c'est pas RP.
We have the tech to instantly jump across.
Have something for me?
Ouais, tout est là.
There, would you look at that? I knew that bum was holding out on me. He going to be a problem anymore? Or did he get the message?
Il a compris le message.
Nice, nice. You're kind of a natural at this. Leaning on deadbeats comes easy to you. I like that. You know, if you like this kind of work, I can get you more. A lot more. You think you can handle running with my, associates?
Vous pensez qu'ils arriveront à travailler avec moi?
That's what I'm talking about. I like your style.
Merci, merci.
All right. I'll call ahead and get a hold of Nevamora. She's second to the big boss himself.
Ah bon, direct? Putain, je saute les
Head
échelons.
out to Europa. You'll find her there. I suggest you listen to whatever she has to say. Oh, and I've taken care of that Aurora shipment for you too. Don't spend all that cash in one place.
Paf, 4800 crédits. Je suis rentable. Attends, j'ai récupéré un autre métier en passant, non? Un autre... là, parler à Trevor. Je sais pas de quoi ça parle, mais... vu qu'on est là, faisons ça. De toute façon, ça va péter. Non, en fait, ils font péter des mines, des charges pour ouvrir des pans de mines, c'est ça? Putain, la vie que tu dois avoir dans cette, dans cette colonie. T'es en train de dormir tranquille et il y a tout qui pète. Bonjour Trevor.
You got the look of a miner about you. Maybe when the new contracts finally open up, you'll give it a go. Welcome, welcome. Nice to meet you. Name's Trevor, mining director for the Deimos mining project here in scenic underground Cydonia. I could spare a minute or two to chat, so long as you're not looking for mining work, I suppose.
J'ai travaillé dans les mines d'Argos, j'espérais que vous auriez du boulot, mais on dirait que non.
Argos, huh? Yeah, I've heard of them. That's great, but yeah, unfortunately all our mining contracts are filled right now. Unless, maybe you could help me out with a job, off the books.
Comment? Tout dépend de ce que c'est, mais je vous écoute.
Great! I promise it's nothing that'll get anyone in any kind of trouble. See, you might have noticed that our equipment ain't exactly holding together like it used to. Problem is, we can't get new equipment unless we start exceeding our quotas. And we can't do that until we get new equipment. A real dilemma, right? I've got a plan for solving our little problem, though.
D'accord, expliquez-moi le plan.
Okay, glad you're still on board. First, I need someone from the outside to bolster our yields so we can prove that we can exceed our quota. I'll fill you in on the rest of the details after you've hauled up some more. One standard quota should do. I need to know I can trust you with the easy stuff first.
Pourquoi ne pas engager des mineurs?
Yeah, don't you think I want to? corporate sets the contracts and they're not giving out anymore, so we work with what we've got.
Donc je vais travailler
Something to do
au
with
black.
insurance, benefits, and other liabilities. So I don't make the rules.
Je dirais que vous n'essayez pas de me faire bosser gratuitement.
Of course not. I'll pay you out of my own pocket. I care about my miners, even if corporate doesn't understand our struggles down here. I'm willing to put in some sacrifices to help. That's just the kind of guy I am. If I had the credits to buy all the equipment myself, I would. But this is the next best thing.
Fastoche, je vais le faire.
When you've got enough, drop it off in the bin over there for processing. Then come see me.
Ok.
Graffiti and other street art is not tolerated per Cydonia City Ordinance 5.82. Failure to comply with this ordinance will result in fines not exceeding 5,000 credits or 100 hours community service.
I can't imagine being stuck down here gathering rocks for a living when there's an entire universe. You better quit that before you hit something you'll regret.
Je récupère un petit peu de fer. Et pour dépasser leur quota, il suffit de ramasser 10 morceaux de fer. Putain. C'est vraiment un job pas compliqué, mineur. Hein. Je comprends vraiment pas Germinal. Voilà.
Not having any trouble mining the ore, are you?
J'ai rempli le truc.
Okay. I can see you're serious about helping me.
C'est quoi les sirènes et l'annonce de détonation que j'ai entendu?
Oh, that! Oh, nothing to worry about. We do fracking on Mars with subterranean particle detonations. Those announcements are just to let people know when to expect them. Now, you probably felt the rumble when the detonations actually go off. That's all it is. Not too bad, eh?
La fracturation par les détonations souterraines de particules, c'est quoi? C'est du gaz de schiste?
Basically, it's high-tech mining. We use immensely powerful controlled particle detonations deep underground to loosen up subterranean gases and other difficult-to-gather resources so we can harvest them. Sounds way more dangerous than it is. Probably. Actually, it's still pretty dangerous if you don't know what you're doing.
Oh, alors pas de quoi s'inquiéter.
Yeah, no worries, mate. I can totally see how it'd be odd if you're not used to it. Just sit down, or be sure you're within reach of something to hold on to if the quaking makes you uneasy, and you'll be fine.
Donc c'est vous le patron de l'établissement?
Yep, that's me. Joined up with Deimos when I was just 17 as a mining gopher. Go for this, go for that, you know how it is. I worked hard, proved myself capable, and got the promotion to mining director about 6 years ago, after the old boss retired. Some of the older guys resent me, but I give everyone a lot of leeway, as long as they meet their quotas. So that keeps them happy enough.
Ah, vous êtes plutôt chill. Comment se passe l'extraction ici sur Mars?
Not so bad for one of the oldest mines in the settled systems. We struggle with the lack of decent equipment, but we work hard and make up for it. As I'm sure you know, we're responsible for supplying resources to Deimos Star Yards, which in turn is responsible for supplying UC naval vessels. That, among other major projects, makes us one of the United Colony's most important mining operations.
Ça veut dire que si on déclenchait une grève
Prestige
ici,
and pay that comes with it almost makes up for being stationed at the arse end of the settled systems in the middle of nowhere.
ça dérangerait les opérations de construction de vaisseaux de Deimos. Du coup, la flotte de l'UC devrait se diriger vers leur concurrent, qui est possédé par le mec qui finance notre organisation secrète. J'ai largué une minerai comme vous l'aviez demandé.
Great. Now, the next part is a little trickier. Our director of mining operations, Peter Brennan, fired his last assistant over a month ago.
Merci pour l'épingle.
Peter's the only one who can approve the order for new equipment, and unfortunately, he's useless without an assistant. I think I've got a surefire way for you to get that job. Then you, as his assistant, can get him to sign off on the approval.
Attendez, vous voulez que je devienne son bras droit? J'écoutais pas,
We
il y
just need you
avait
to take
Ralus
the
qui avait
job
pin un
until we
truc.
get the approval signed. Then you can quit, keep it, or do whatever. It's not as bad as it sounds. Worst case scenario, you may have to go fetch some stuff for him and go over his messages. It'll be easy, I promise.
Ça ne serait pas plus simple de juste lui demander de l'approuver?
You don't think I've tried? Like I said, the guy is literally useless without his assistant. I don't even know if he knows how to actually use a computer. And everything Deimos does is so mired in bureaucracy because of their contracts with the UC. Which means, unfortunately, we need to do all the things by the book if we want them done at all.
Ok, j'accepte le boulot.
Now hold on, it's not that easy. You'll need to apply for it like anyone else. Head to the Deimos Star Yard's office up in Orbit to fill out the application. It's where that job is posted. Come back and see me when you've done that, and we'll talk about how to secure the position for you.
You're jumping through a lot of hoops to get those miners the equipment that they need.
Oui, et c'est contre-productif parce que, en vrai, si j'avais la liberté de faire ce que je voulais, je serais plutôt en mode déclencher la grève pour entraîner une cascade de résultats. Merde. Histoire de... histoire d'in fine augmenter les fonds, l'entrée d'argent de notre... du mec qui nous finance. Qui en plus, si je lui permettais de sécuriser un tel contrat, m'offrirait certainement un de ses meilleurs vaisseaux et apparemment c'est le top du top. Voilà comment je jouerais là. Si j'étais face à un maître du jeu par exemple. C'est la limite des jeux vidéo. C'est que tu peux prévoir qu'un certain nombre de scénarios, tu peux pas prévoir tout ce que les joueurs ont en tête. Et typiquement quand t'es un développeur américain, peut-être que tu penses pas direct à utiliser la grève comme une arme. Parce que pour toi, quand t'es américain, la grève c'est juste des gens qui branlent rien. Bien sûr, c'est pas exactement vrai. Il y a une histoire des grèves aux États-Unis aussi. Chantier spatial de Deimos. Faut que je repasse par l'orbite pour aller à leur chantier spatial. Alors que là, je vais juste aider des mineurs à avoir du meilleur matos pour améliorer leurs conditions de travail, ça c'est bien. Et comme je suis en pâte, ça va me faire des points certainement.
Good to be back on board.
Mais ça va finir, mais ça va augmenter les rendements du concurrent de notre curateur. Ah, le chantier spatial, il est en orbite. Mais tu te fous de ma gueule. C'est là que je veux aller. Là, en face, là. Faut que j'aille en vaisseau comme ça, directement. Ça semble bizarre. Jamais fait ça comme ça. Et putain. faut que je zoome et ensuite que je clique là sur station spatiale, sur Demos. C'est une dinguerie. Je suis déjà à cet emplacement. Alors quoi, il faut que j'atterrisse moi-même? Enfin que je m'amarre. Kendrick Lamar. Ça m'arrête. C'est bon, j'ai pu enclencher l'interaction avant de partir en couille. Ça c'est un peu stylé du coup. Qu'on soit obligé de se docker soi-même.
It's you and me from here out. Goodbye.
Bonjour. Je viens déposer mon CV. Offre d'emploi assistant exécutif. Nous cherchons une personne extrêmement motivée pour assister le responsable en charge des opérations dans ses activités quotidiennes. Une expérience préalable d'assistant exécutif est souhaitable mais pas obligatoire. Vous devez accepter de déménager à Cydonia. Le stage est non rémunéré mais peut déboucher sur un contrat à durée indéterminée à la fin de cette période. Je postule. Combien d'années d'expérience avez-vous à un poste de cadre, secrétaire ou assistant d'entreprise? 0. Quel est votre plus haut niveau de diplôme? Ah ouais, faut mentir un peu peut-être. Attendez. Le truc c'est que si je mets une trop grosse expérience, ils vont me piéger sur les trucs. J'ai un niveau de licence. Nous allons maintenant vous poser une série de questions afin d'évaluer vos compétences. Merci de répondre le plus honnêtement possible. Votre supérieur veut que vous lui apportiez un whisky sec. Qu'est-ce que cela veut dire? Question piège, les cadres n'ont pas le droit de boire pendant le travail. Ça, c'est une bonne idée, ça. Un VIP arrive au bureau pour un rendez-vous avec votre supérieur qui est en retard. Que faites-vous? Je reprogramme la réunion du client avec mon supérieur à une date ultérieure. Non. Ne jamais adresser la parole au client sans l'aval de son supérieur. Ça a l'air bien, ça. Le vaisseau de votre supérieur est en panne et il doit bientôt se rendre à une réunion importante sur notre planète. Que faites-vous? J'affecte immédiatement... Non. Parce que je suppose qu'il faut pas mettre en retard le business. Mais en même temps, un vaisseau de luxe onéreux aux frais de l'entreprise, ça c'est un piège, ça coûte cher. Mon vieux vaisseau tout amoché pour arriver face au client, ça fait pas très bonne représentation. Je fais remorquer son vaisseau au garage, pas grave s'il est en retard. Mais on a dit qu'on connectait pas avec le client sans l'aval du supérieur. En gérant les emails de votre supérieur, vous tombez sur un message d'une personne prétendant détenir des informations compromettantes à son sujet. Que faites-vous? Je lui demande ce qu'il attend de moi et je n'en reparle plus jamais. Votre supérieur vous contacte et vous demande de venir dans son bureau en plein milieu de la nuit. Il est évident qu'il est sous l'emprise de l'alcool. Que faites-vous? Je contacte la sécurité et laisse gérer l'affaire. Veuillez noter que toutes les réponses sont définitives et seront évaluées lors de l'examen de candidature. Si vous souhaitez changer une réponse maintenant, veuillez sélectionner l'option recommencer, sinon veuillez sélectionner envoyer la candidature. Ok.
Build some of the toughest ships in the settled systems. That's probably why the UC Navy continues to contract with them to this day.
I wish Deimos was exclusively a military contract.
Retournons voir Trevor. J'ai complètement dévié de ma mission. Hein. Normalement, je suis quand même en mission carcérale pour purger ma peine. Et là, je suis en mode viens, je fais autre chose. Hop, Cydonia. Trevor, j'ai rempli le questionnaire mais je suis pas sûr d'avoir le poste. Hein. Shit. C'était là. J'ai rempli le formulaire approprié.
Okay, now we need to ensure you get hired. Basically, we'll need to make sure you're the only choice.
Ah.
To do that, you'll need to get access to the HR terminal in the corporate office upstairs on the main level. If you delete the other applications from the system, you'll be a shoo-in.
Les RH ne vont pas trouver bizarre que toutes les candidatures aient été supprimées?
Believe me, if you knew Tia, you wouldn't worry. I'll be honest, she's so overworked and behind in her tasks that I don't even think she knows there are any applications. That's a good point, though. Once your application is in, I'll ping her and ask her to take a look to see if any applications came in for me. That should get her to finally take a look, see yours, and if all goes well, she'll hire you on the spot.
Comment faire pour accéder au terminal des RH?
I happen to know that the HR director, Tia, and the other women in the office tend to go to the Broken Spear for happy hour at 5 every evening. That's your window of opportunity.
Tout ça me met un peu mal à l'aise, mais je le ferai si ça aide les mineurs.
I know it might feel shady, but think of it more like uncorking an unnecessary bottleneck. It's gonna help us all. By the way, the HR password is password spelled backwards, which Tia thinks is pretty clever. She gets talkative during happy hour, and loud. Surprised everyone doesn't know her password, honestly. Anyway, should be pretty easy. Good luck.
Bravo les ressources humaines. Hein. Ok. Mais c'est vrai que si je suis là, à la base, c'est parce que je me suis fait choper sur une action illégale. Et là, je m'apprête à enfreindre la loi à nouveau en allant m'introduisant dans un truc pour falsifier des registres. Il est 15h21. Faudra un lit pour passer un peu la journée. Sauf s'il y a un moyen de... On peut pas attendre là-dessus. Non.
Did you know Deimos makes the majority of the ships for the UC Navy?
Oui.
If you ask me, that's a
Tout le monde ne fait que parler de ça.
Cydonia can have a depressing effect on some people. Make sure to get yourself help before it becomes a problem.
Vachement beaucoup de sollicitude de la part de ce flic. Le temps passe pas vite. Je peux m'asseoir ici. J'ai besoin de quoi? 1h30. Attendre. Attendre 2 heures. Ils boivent pas en une demi-heure. Allez, ça me réveille à l'heure pleine suivante, quoi. C'est l'heure de happy hour, les filles.
At least I've got more than enough work to complete before I can go home. Go me.
On se barre de là, ça, on se barre de là. Hop. Hop là. Boum. Et boum. Oula, attention. C'est fait, il n'y a plus qu'un seul candidat. Il n'y a plus un seul candidat par mois.
And I can say that I've got some good news for you. I just saw the company message go out that you've been hired as Peter's assistant. Congratulations.
Vous nous en les voulez pas vis-à-vis des autres candidats?
Not really, and neither should you. Either those applications were old and those people have moved on, or as soon as you disappear after this, they'll get to hiring again.
Qu'est-ce qui se passera s'ils découvrent ce qu'on fabrique?
They won't. I'll tell you a little secret. No one really cares too much. I'm not saying anyone's bad at their job, just that everyone's too busy and overworked to care. Seriously.
Assez basé tout ce passage quand même.
I've been here long enough to know how they operate up there.
Le système D, les gens qui sont débordés, charge mentale, tout ça. On peut passer à l'étape suivante de votre plan.
Next step should be easy. Just go to work for Peter, and when you get access to his terminal messages, you'll see my request. All you've got to do is approve that request, and we'll be right on with it. Then, we can get that new equipment and show corporate how it's done.
Boum, niveau 5. Est-ce qu'on ferait pas un peu plus de social? Débloquer la capacité de faire les poches. J'étais pas parti pour être... Non, peut-être qu'on veut être furtif par contre. Ajoute une jauge de furtivité. Vous êtes 25% plus difficile à détecter en mode furtif. Les armes équipées d'un silencieux infligent 5% de dégâts furtifs supplémentaires. Et si j'exécute 10 attaques furtives, je passe au level suivant. Faut que j'aille travailler. Bonjour monsieur.
I'm a bit busy at the moment. Lots of business operations to operate and all that.
Ah oui, tu fais rien quoi.
You're finally back. I feel like you've been gone for ages. Do you know how tough this job is without an assistant?
Je crois que vous me confondez avec votre bras droit précédent.
What happened to the old one? You know what? Never mind. They wouldn't say how you did on your application, but they did say no one else was available. Let's hope for the best, shall we? Well, enough chit-chat. Let's get to work.
Si vous le dites. Dites-moi ce que je dois faire et je le ferai.
Not very enthusiastic. Noted. Well, I need something done, and I don't want to go looking for someone to fire you just yet. So, I have a shipment I'm waiting for. Don't know where it is. Last time this happened, my assistant went to speak to the governor. I'm sure he'll help you to get it sorted out. Now, kindly, off with you.
Parlez-moi un peu de vous.
I could, but we'd be wasting valuable time, so no.
Qu'y a-t-il dans la cargaison?
What's in the shipment? A good assistant knows it's not their place to ask. Bad assistants get fired. Mediocre assistants get... You know what? I forgot where I was going with this, but it doesn't matter. Just get it for me, will you? Also, I don't quite remember. But it is important, that I know.
Qu'est-il arrivé à votre dernier assistant?
I don't know. At first I thought I had multiple assistants that rotated in and out, but it seems I've only ever had one at a time and they all just stopped showing up. I believe my last assistant was supposed to get me some coffee, but never came back. I honestly wasn't listening to whatever they were crying about.
Foiré. Qu'est-ce qu'on va faire maintenant?
Oh, do they cover nothing in orientation anymore? No, strike that. We got rid of orientation, didn't we? Anyway, it's not important. Your job is easy. You do what I ask, and that's pretty much it. I'm surprised you've forgotten that Oh, right, new assistant. I keep forgetting.
Allez, salut.
Oh, you're done?
Allons voir le gouverneur. Monsieur le gouverneur.
Hello. Do you have business with Governor Hurst?
Effectivement, je dois m'entretenir de quelque chose avec lui.
Ah, this is a good time to take advantage of his availability then. He's currently not too busy. Please, go right ahead.
Merci.
You're very welcome.
Ah, hello. Welcome. I don't usually have time to speak with random people off the street, but I'd be happy to help if it's something quick. What can I do for you?
En fait, j'ai quelque chose d'important à vous demander.
Something important, huh? Well, lay it out for me.
Je viens de la part de Peter Brennan.
Well then, you've been quite busy making a name for yourself, haven't you?
Pardon, je ne comprends pas de quoi vous voulez parler.
Oh, it's okay. You can drop the act with me.
Interesting. It appears Governor Hurst is well aware of our exploits.
If by exploits, you mean what your friend is doing for Cydonia, and not your work for Constellation, Ms. Morgan, you're right on the money. So look, I admire a go-getter like yourself. You're not in trouble, unless you make trouble. And I don't think you're the type. I know you're not really Mr. Brennan's assistant. I don't know exactly what you're up to, but I have little reason to suspect you're up to no good. So let's cut to brass tacks. What can I do for you?
Comment se fait-il que vous en sachiez tant sur moi?
Word travels fast around Cydonia. It's my business to know these things. Frankly, I'm not worried about you. As long as you play your cards right, it'll stay that way.
Je cherche la cargaison personnelle de Monsieur Brennan. Il a dit que vous saviez ce qui lui était arrivé.
Oh, I know exactly what happened to that shipment. However, I suspect Mr. Brennan neglected to tell you that I'm holding it due to his immense backlog of unpaid taxes. Then again, he may be unaware. Look, I'll tell you what. I'll release that shipment for
Putain,
you.
mais tout le monde demande des faveurs, il y en a
I'm
marre.
going to need a favor first, since you seem to be adept at keeping quiet. See, my personal spacecraft was stolen, likely by Crimson Fleet pirates. I need someone to find it. Then I need that someone to destroy it. Discreetly. I need tight lips on this.
Si votre vaisseau a été volé par des pirates, pourquoi ne pas solliciter le SysDef?
Oh, it's a few reasons. I don't want this mired in their process. Also, it's a bit of an embarrassment for a sitting governor to lose a ship. So I'd rather that not get out. I'm sure you understand.
Pourquoi faut-il détruire le vaisseau?
Well, this is a tricky situation indeed. Not to get bogged down in details, but assuming this is the work of pirates, it's best to destroy the ship and everybody on board. Makes it cleaner for insurance purposes.
Vous êtes un sociopathe, mais bon. Marché conclu, je fais ça pour vous et vous m'obtenez cette cargaison.
Then we have an agreement. I'll send you to the ship's last known location. Remember, not a word of this leaves this room.
Eh ben... Si j'avais su qu'aider les mineurs serait si complexe... Et je récupère d'autres missions en passant, en entendant la moitié de conversation. Il y en a du contenu. Pas mal la lumière de nocturne. Et ben on va traquer la navette du gouverneur, la détruire et enfin obtenir l'autorisation de nouveaux matos pour ces mineurs. Et ensuite on retournera à notre mission secondaire. Alors où se trouve-t-il ce vaisseau? Là. Voyageons vers Umbriel. Je vais monter à l'abordage. Laissez-moi venir, je fais aussi partie de la Flotte Ecarlate, je suis là pour vous aider. On va lui récupérer en un seul morceau, il va être ravi. Amarrons-nous. Par contre, il va falloir se battre à la hachette parce que j'ai toujours pas de munitions. Mais peut-être que justement, je vais pouvoir faire un peu le plein.
So, it. Please. We know you're not really with the fleet. Word of advice? Learn the lingo before you attempt anything so stupid again. You've got two choices. We need ship parts to repair our busted craft drive. Hand them over along with your ship, and maybe we'll let you leave. Or we dust you and take it anyway. You've got to the count of 20 before I make that choice.
Ça fait long. Je vais le persuader. Attendez, je pense qu'on peut tous en sortir vivants et satisfaits.
You mean to parlay? Countdown's over. Consider my curiosity piqued.
Mon vaisseau est réglé pour exploser si je ne retourne pas bientôt à bord.
You could be bluffing. But given that you came over willingly, maybe you do have tricks up your sleeve. Okay. Enough talk. I think I'm picking up what you're putting down. I'll even help you on your way. I have an incriminating letter from Hearst himself. I'm sure it's valuable to an enterprising individual such as yourself. I don't care what you do with it. Rip it up, use it for blackmail, whatever. I'll give it to you. So long as we get to keep this ship. Deal?
Qu'est-ce que je fais de cette lettre de Hearst?
Come on. You really need me to spell it out for you? Hearst is a politician. Politicians are susceptible to blackmail. Or if you really want to see fireworks on Mars, I'm sure there is someone in a position of authority in Cydonia that you could turn that into as evidence of corruption. Not like it's going to paint a target on our backs any bigger than we already have. It's sure to stir up trouble for local politics. Seems like a win to me.
Marché conclu.
Smart choice. Now, I suggest leaving before our reinforcements show up. I can't guarantee they'll be as accommodating as we are.
J'aimerais bien d'autres éléments de preuve. C'est vrai que je leur ai dit qu'on n'allait pas les attaquer, mais bon... En vrai... Ah oui, des armes ou des munitions, bien vu. Peut-être qu'on peut en trouver sans être obligé de les buter. Il n'y a rien qui traîne. Hein. Là-dessus. Il n'y a que dalle. Et si j'ouvre la porte, ça va nous faire quoi? Ok. Bon, on n'aura pas récupéré de munitions, mais on va les déglinguer. On a récupéré des éléments de preuve. Et ensuite, on va faire du chantage à Hearst pour arrondir la fin de mois. Win-win pour moi. Et tous les autres perdent. Oh, je suis en train de me faire déglingue. Ok. Je m'attendais pas à ce qu'ils aient une telle puissance de feu. Heureusement qu'il y a un checkpoint ici. On va refaire. Peut-être s'éloigner un peu parce qu'il a dit que c'est... Ah non mais c'est l'astromoteur, c'est le truc qui permet d'aller en hyperespace qui est endommagé. On va prendre un peu de distance. Il est bien armé cette connerie quand même, hein. C'est le mien qui fait pas le poids. Et on est d'accord qu'on peut pas qu'il me propose pas. Si je mets peut-être pleine puissance sur les lasers. Genre, j'enlève de la puissance dans les balistiques et je mets full laser. Merci YouTube d'avoir suivi cette quatrième VOD sur Starfield. On se retrouve très bientôt pour la suite. À plus.